At the end of the last video, we said that we figured out what this meant, that we want to maximize f prime. So I better get a formula for f prime. Oops, that says f prime of x. Should really say f prime of t. Okay, so for its first piece, f is polynomial, so I've taken the derivative. I get negative 3/4 t squared plus 3t. The next piece, this has a slope of 0. The derivative is 0. This piece has a slope of 3/2. Then I have another little 0 piece, and then I have a negative 3. So I want to maximize f prime, so I'm going to need critical points for f prime. I can find critical points of f prime by finding f double prime of t and setting it equal to 0. So f double prime of t is negative 3/2 t plus 3. I'm going to set that equal to 0. All right, now I have my critical point. I know I have a critical point at time equals 2, and I'm going to set up my table of values. All right, so I have one critical value, and that's when t equals 2. So I'm going to figure out what f prime of 2 is. I figured out over here that's 3. Just remember, we have a couple of other things to look at. There were other places where f double prime was undefined. So we can kind of shortcut through here if we remember that we're looking for where f is increasing at its greatest rate. Well, notice f is only increasing from 0 to 4, and again from 9 to 15. So on that interval 9 to 15, how fast is f increasing? Well, the slope of that line was 3/2. For the interval from 0 to 4, the only place that was a possibility for the maximum rate at which f is increasing was at 2, so that's where I get the 3. And my job is to look at these two options for f prime, 3 and 3/2, and I can see clearly 3 is the larger. So 3 is the maximum rate at which f is increasing. Notice here the actual question is what time does that happen? So here I'm going to give the answer at time t equals 2. I'll write up the answer next. So now I can make my final conclusion. On the interval 0 to 24, f is increasing at its greatest rate at time t equals 2, since f prime of 2 is 3, and 3 is greater than 3/2. And I have to specify here, because I had to choose between these two y values, I have to specify why I chose the 3. Obviously, it's because 3 is bigger than 3/2.